space. She's going to be our first speaker of the event. She's also a cryptocurrency guru and she's the queen of vulnerability. And she's going to be talking about vulnerability as your superpower. So, with that, Virginia, welcome to Emergence Festival. It is amazing having you.
Hello! So much love to everyone here. I am in Mexico myself. I am in the beautiful jungle in Akumal, so a few minutes away from these epic goddesses here. So here's little jungle. This is my dog, Nymphadora Tonks. Say hi, Dora. She's like, you didn't schedule me for this, Mama. I'm not ready to talk right now. So yeah, let me just look at everyone's beautiful faces on here. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, Cassie, I love your background. These like star, moon, galaxy, amazing. Michael in the car, hello. Yvette, Jenna, Gigi, David, Kelly. Ooh, Shimmer, hello. Chelsea, Cassie, Stephanie, M, Narissa, Randall, hello. Azuro from Germany. That's a cool name. Oh my God, are you wearing a king's robe? Oh, I love this. Jenna, oh, hello everyone. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. I love Zoom. I love hanging out in these ways where we can connect all across the world and just jam out with each other. I do a lot of Zoom rooms where I teach people how to invest in cryptocurrency, and it sounds really boring, but it's actually super exciting and vulnerable. And we go into, our beliefs around money and abundance and receiving and all these kind of things. So it is very possible to also cry in a cryptocurrency investing masterclass. So yeah, Chelsea and team, thank you for picking this title. This is the first time I haven't chosen the title of my session. And I think it's really cool because this is my first time actually talking about vulnerability, which is weird because the thing that I'm, most known for is sort of stripping down on Union Square in New York and having people draw hearts on my body for in support of body shaming and self-acceptance and stuff like that. And so it's such a big passion of mine, and I really do think that it is my superpower, and it really um, makes all the difference in the world of why my brand is successful and why people love it and relate to it is because we want to connect as human beings and really see each other deeply, and not just be interfacing with some persona or some idea of what it would be like for us to be successful or happy or connected or in a relationship that's fulfilling us. Something that not a lot of people know about me is that I got married when I was 21 years old. My husband at the time was 19 years old, and we got married twice. We got married once in Austria. If anyone's seen The Sound of Music, the castle where the Von Trapp family lives in. So that's where I got married. It's so amazing. And that was the first wedding. And then I got married the second time to the same person again, barefoot in a rainforest in Australia, close to the ocean. So I've always been very dedicated to love, very dedicated to self-love and relationships. And I had the most amazing wedding, I had the most amazing marriage, and I had the most amazing divorce. And we're still good friends. And I could call him up anytime and be like, Tom, I need 10 grand. Like, please help me out. And he'll be there. So I really believe in the importance of the art of intimacy, of relationship, and us coming together and staying connected as human beings. And so I'm really glad that this is all around, relationship to self, relationship to others, because that really is, I believe, the pure essence that drives, all of humanity and all of our ecology and the new economy that we're trying to create. Because if you talk to any entrepreneur, by raise of hands, by the way, who here is like a freelancer or an entrepreneur, like who kind of works for themselves a little bit? Okay, amazing. Kind of, sort of, some people a little bit. Awesome. So, yeah, one of the things that you'll find, and I mean, of course, this is in any space that you work as well. So, I worked 3 years for Apple and 2 years for Oracle. So, I was 5 years in corporate IT and managing sales and marketing campaigns and things like this. And the relationship between us and our peers, other people, is just everything. Because, who knows this to be true if you're in a working relationship with a community, if you love the people that you're working with, just it makes every day more amazing. Would you say that's right? Yeah, it's all about who you're working with. And then when you have toxic people around you that are criticizing you all the time, taking away your energy, just talking about how, you're not doing what you're meant to be doing or kind of micromanaging you, then, it's not really fun. Would you say that's right? Yeah. Stephanie's like, no way. Get them out of here. Totally agree. So amazing. So we're all in agreement about the epicness of human connection, vulnerability, the importance of sacred relationships with clear communication. And so we're gonna first to begin this whole exercise in vulnerability, we're gonna start connecting with each other, and you're gonna meet someone else, and we're gonna have a question that is going to be the prompt, and that you can share with them. And yeah, just start getting to know some of the epic people here, because I think and I believe that Chelsea and Jessica and the whole team hold this as a high value. Is not only are we here to connect with the amazing facilitators and everyone on all the speakers and everyone involved, but we're also here to connect with each other. And I think that at any like physical event, that's kind of one of the funnest things. Is like you actually come here and you take with a friend, you take with a new collaborator, or someone that you can really resonate with, or someone new that you're following on Instagram, and just start following their life and being a cheerleader for them on their story, and are just like, being there along their journey. So I think it's really beautiful to make some new friends here as well. I think that's all kind of why the same type of people, I'm like looking at your like screens and seeing you guys like live your lives. I'm like, there's a squad here. There's like a solid squad. Hashtag squad goals lit. Aiden's in the car. Aiden, can you be in a session with someone while you're driving, or who here can be paired up with someone? I'd love to kind of maybe a little bit. Mm. You can, if everyone that can be paired up can maybe put like do you know how to rename yourself on Zoom? Maybe put a star in front of your name. Just change your name to like a star. Then we can pair you up in a room, and anyone who doesn't have a star, we won't put you in the breakout room. Does that make sense? Does everyone know how to do that, or what
No,
could
I don't know
be?
how to do it.
Okay. Maybe turn your camera off if
Yeah, that
you.
that works for me. I'm driving, so I can't really put the star in front of my name. I was
Got
wondering
it.
how I could do the breakout. I could kind of do it, but I am driving.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Yeah, I think maybe if you keep your camera on, we'll put you in a breakout and you can meet another friend. I think you're also fine, Michael. Oh my God, did you put the stars on while you're driving? Look at Michael go. He's just like, he can do anything. He's out of
Thank you,
control.
admins.
How do
I'll
you
do
put
it
the
for him.
star
Okay,
on?
cool. It just, you kind of press on the three dots and then you go rename. I can rename you guys as well, but I think if you maybe just keep your camera on. Oh yeah, and then the admin can do the stars. Okay, the admin will do the star for you, because then it's just easier for him to put it in the rooms. So if you just keep your camera on, if you have a camera off, then you're not going to be part of the sessions. As we're kind of getting the breakout room sessions and the stars, can we popcorn style kind of share maybe what's one thing, that's someone's vulnerability, just like one word, if it's like singing, dancing, like whatever it be, just someone start and then keep going.
I like to sing and dance,
Would you say that's a vulnerability?
definitely.
Amazing. Thank you, Gigi. Who's next?
I'm not afraid of being seen.
Michael is all in, always. Thank you, Michael.
Dancing, definitely.
Narissa says dancing.
I would say trigger. I found, I don't know why, but I found you saying that you had a beautiful divorce. It was like, oh, I felt something come up. It's like, I don't know why I found that triggering. Like, I think because I've seen so many horrible divorces, I'm like, how can you have a beautiful divorce?
Mm.
Oh, that
Sorry.
is so powerful.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. I mean, it's a crazy story. That's a whole talk in itself as well. Randall wants to share. Maybe I'll share later after you guys come back from the sessions. We have an hour, so we just get to jam, which is great. Randall, what did you want to share?
I just want a clarification that the people who have stars are not going into a breakout room, correct?
They are going into a breakout room. So
Okay.
anyone that has their camera on, the admin should change it with a star. And then they're going to be put into a breakout room. I can be doing it as well. David, are you still here?
Yeah, I think the easiest thing, we've only got 2 people with cameras off, so those people we won't put into rooms.
Oh, okay. So you know what to do.
Yeah, we're good. The only thing was, Michael, are you happy to go into a room or not?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think Michael
Oh,
would. Yeah,
perfect.
he's good. But
Yeah,
I see
we're
one,
covered.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I see like 12, 13 people without a camera on. Did you go to the second page?
Okay, hang on a second. Oh,
I see Veronica, Craig, Deepak, Dina.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting on it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just because I know the breakout rooms, it can be a little bit confusing. Does anyone want to share another vulnerability? Ooh, WildFit Mind Valley.
I'll share mine. My vulnerability is speaking my truth and using my voice to do that.
Thank you,
Wow,
Chelsea.
that's great. Oh, what's that word? Awasahi?
Ashtahi, I think.
Ashday.
Ashtahay.
Ashtahi.
Ashtahay. Vulnerability is also language. Sometimes I have a hard time to make sentences, or I say things that people are just totally confused by. So languages or communication are make me very vulnerable. But thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Azura, were you agreeing with that, the 5 or the 10?
I was agreeing, and I think for me, I'm most vulnerable around friends. Interestingly, like with strangers, I can just talk and probably won't see them again, so it don't matter too much. But friends, they're here forever or for longer times, and they will keep track of what you said, what you didn't say, how you acted. So I look more into what I do and what I not do, because they will know, like even in maybe 2 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think that sets it into a good context. It's really just like, it's a lot more vulnerable when you feel like that relationship is longer standing and you actually really care. And you really want everyone in your surrounding to really just be in harmony. And yeah, I feel that. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? So everyone, just for anyone new that's just come in, anyone that has their camera on, we're going to put everyone into a breakout room. And if you don't have your camera on, it means you don't want to be paired up with anyone. And we're going through putting stars in front of your names, which means that you're going into a breakout room. I just saw Yvette joined as well. We have a few new people joining. All right, David, do you want to try setting up the breakout rooms already?
Yeah, I just need a minute or two just to make sure all the people with cameras off are not in.
Got it. Randall, I think I can't change yours. Randall has one now. Okay, good. Hey, Jay Brown, are you cooking over there? I love that. Yeah, get it. I love it. Okay, well, while we're still doing stars, maybe I can talk a little bit more about my ex-husband. So, yeah, we were together for around 6 years, and it was a beautiful relationship. It was like the type of relationship where we were just like always in harmony. We were like the sweetheart couple of all our friends, and just made everyone really excited, and people loved being around us. And we met in Australia. He was Australian, and we moved to Austria together, to Salzburg, and then we moved to Ireland, to Cork, where we both were working for Apple. And yeah, it was really harmonious. And I think some people, when I say, I got divorced, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, what is there to be sorry about? Like, we had such a beautiful relationship. why does it always have to mean when we, break up with someone that it's like almost like we're traumatized, like we are actually, like hurt. It's like, oh, I'm missing something. But sometimes there's also just a completion. It's like you just feel complete with it. It doesn't mean that it was wrong, that anyone messed up, anyone did anything bad. It just meant that the cycle of what needed to be learned just was whole. And we were able to step back and just say, thank you so much. I have nothing but love and gratitude for this time and that we got to share in this space. And now I, release you into your next cycle. And he's living now in New Zealand with his new wife. He got remarried again. He also took my last name. So his name was Thomas Salas Kastillo. And so I've always kept my name, and he's just changed it. His name was Thomas Salas Castillo for ages, but his new wife wanted to take his old name, and so there's a new process there. But I'm just so happy for them. There was no part of me that was like, oh, like, oh, he's married someone else, he's forgotten about me or whatever. It was just fully complete and just joy and love and caring. And so I hope that's a new story of more connected, healing love that gets to be wholesome, and where we don't have to be like wounded and hurt and feeling betrayed, that suddenly a beautiful love has come to a conclusion. Hmm. Michael snapping.
We're good.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Mm.
And I find that hearing that story I can just see now that from a really young age, all I've seen is traumatic divorces, traumatic breakups. My parents haven't spoken in 20 years, and it's like, oh, what you're saying it's new to me. How sad is that? Like, I want to hear more of those stories.
Yay. Yeah, no,
Nothing's
thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Maybe it's time that we all lean into changing the dialogue of what life is like going forward.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that we have a choice in every moment of how we react to a situation. My best friend who lives with me, actually, he was out last night, and he lost his phone, and he's never backed it up. He's never, have any of the data, like, his contacts. He has like 4,000 contact numbers in that phone, and it's like all gone. And it's like such a like stab to the heart. It's like all of our photos, all of our data, like it's like a second version like of ourselves. It's like our like little mini avatar or something. And it was really difficult for him today, but he was like, I am going to just lean into trusting the universe. And even though it is hard, even when we're given this type of curveball, just by letting go and surrendering to it, it can lead us to somewhere so much better than we could have ever imagined. So, yeah, I love that, Michael, and I fully agree. David, are we ready for the first session? Okay, David's good to go. Amazing, guys. So what's going to happen next is we are going to pair you with someone else who also has a star in their name, and you're going to meet a new friend. Narissa, no worries. You have a star already in front of yours, so you should be all good. Thank you. And you're going to be paired up with someone else, and you're going to have around 5 minutes in total, so 2.5 minutes each person to share. So each person is going to share at once. Chelsea, do you want to unmute yourself for a second? Just like to pretend we're like
Sure.
in a room together. So
Yes.
hello.
Hello.
So Chelsea and I would be put together into a breakout room, for example, and the person with the longest sleeves starts first. You and I have kind of the same time. Okay, I have longer, a little bit longer than you. Okay, so the person with the longest sleeve starts first. So I would start first, and then Chelsea would ask me the first question, which is something I wish more people would acknowledge me for is. So she would ask me, what is something you wish more people would acknowledge you for? So ask me, Chelsea.
What is something that you wish more people would acknowledge you for?
And so I'm going to reply, and Chelsea's just going to listen for 2.5 minutes. She's not going to say anything. She's not going to agree with me. I mean, she can obviously with like her face and her nodding and all that kind of stuff. But I would just, that I would just share, like, for example, something I wish more people would acknowledge me for um, is just how much I put my entire heart and soul into every single thing that I do, from the little details of how I talk to everyone on my team, everyone that is connected to what we do. Every interaction I have, I try to come from a space of love. And so, yeah, I would love that to be acknowledged and seen by people around me, for example. And then I would keep on going for 2.5 minutes. And then David's going to give us a prompt when it's 2.5 minutes to change. And then I'll ask her and I'll say, Chelsea, what is something that you wish more people would acknowledge you for?
Hmm. Should I answer?
Yes, especially when you're reacting that way.
I know. Like, okay, what do I wish? Mm. It's similar to what you said, but I put a lot of effort into the things that I do, and I really like to go all in when I do something. And I think just like recognizing how much, yeah, work things really, really take. And yeah, I think that would be something that I would say. Mhm.
Chelsea, I want to acknowledge you from the bottom of my heart, how much care and love you put into everything that you do. And I want to acknowledge you for bringing us here together and being in service of connection, expansion, relationships, and love so that we can be the highest version of ourselves. Thank you.
Mm, thank you.
Then you can acknowledge them after as well if that feels in alignment. Okay, perfect. Does everyone get that? David, if you could maybe send a little notification out as well, when they go into the rooms, just so that they could remember the prompt again of what something they wish more people would acknowledge them for. So if you guys are ready, we're going to put you in your breakout rooms now. So you're going to have 5 minutes, and then we'll bring you back in, and then we'll give you the next prompt, and we'll pair you with another new friend. And yeah, and then here, when we're back in the chat, if you don't have time to send each other your Instagram or whatever, there's still going to be time over the next few days to get to be connected, and you can put the Instagram in the chat as well. So enjoy, and off you go to your breakout rooms. And if for any reason you're alone, come back here.
Hmm. Virginia, can you just remind me of the prompt?
Everybody's in a breakout
I
room.
think Brenda didn't get into one because I couldn't rename her.
Okay, I'm one of the. I need some help.
No
Virginia,
worries.
would you remind me of the
Yeah,
prompt to send through?
Yeah. Amazing.
perfect.
Beautiful.
Brenda, are you wearing a crown?
Yes, this is my special chrysalis crown that I only wear for this festival.
Oh my God, I love it so
So it's
much.
special to me.
Yay. Oh, Stephanie. Yay. I'd love
Not
to
enough
hear
time.
what.
Not enough time.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna be in another breakout session. I'd love to hear how that was. Maybe just one word of what we're present to. Azura saying amazing.
Not enough time.
Okay, we'll make the second one longer.
That's right.
Yeah, I was in
Amazing.
the process of acknowledging my other.
Gigi, do you want to be, does anyone have their cameras off that wanted to join the session as well? That doesn't have a star? Oh, David, you just sent that to me personally. So if you were with if you had your video off, um, yeah, if you still want to go on, then just put a star in front of your name, or Okay, Brenda, this time we're gonna put Brenda, can you put a star in front of your name? It's just I can't do it for you for some reason. I can't change your name. Ursula, what about you? Are you gonna be in one, right? I'm gonna put a star in front of. Are you in a breakout session? But you want to join a breakout session. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put a star in front of your name. So anyone who wants to join, put your camera on. Veronica wants to join. Here we go. Yay, hello. Okay. Oops. Okay, cool. Rainbow is joining as well. Oh, Renee. Renee, you're just welcome. Do you want to join a breakout session, Renee? If you do, then turn on your camera. Otherwise, you're welcome to just chill. But she does want it?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay, either way.
Yay. We'll explain to you what we're going to do. So don't worry, you're not just going to get thrown in it, but I'm putting stars in front of your name to know that we put you in a breakout room.
Okay, no problem. I'm ready for the unknown.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to do the second breakout session now. So you're going to be paired with someone. Let's do it longer this time. Let's give you 7 minutes in total. So 3.5 minutes each. How does that sound? Because we have about a half an hour more here. Sound good? Okay, awesome. Cool. So, and then you can still keep on talking with each other. So don't worry. Take this with you. I love sharing something that you can take anywhere. I do this at house parties. I sit everyone down in a circle and people take turns talking and we ask each other about our vulnerabilities and all sorts of things. So take this with. So the second question is now going to be, and the person with the shorter hair is going to go first. So whoever has shorter hair is going to go first. The question is going to be, if you really knew me, you would know XYZ. So the person with the shorter hair goes first. If you really knew me, you would know, etc. Exactly. So we're going to put you guys into breakout sessions again, and you will have 7 minutes this time. And it's the last chance to join if you don't have a star in front of your name. Okay, perfect. All right, let's put them into breakout sessions. David, enjoy, and we'll give you the prompts again in the chat as well so that you can see it. University.
Yes.
I think it'll be really dope. So Chelsea just asked me what people would know about me if they really knew me. So the exercise that the breakout room is doing right now. And if someone really knew me, they would know that I'm a bit of a badass, and like I just get shit done, you know what I mean? Like I just kind of like we were with Adam and Chelsea and Ali. We were at this party in Tulum, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the shuttles weren't running, and we were like in the middle of nowhere. And my car was parked at the hotel where the shuttle picked us up, and it's like this whole situation. There's no taxis because we're in the middle of nowhere, and so there's just like an empty road. And so we were trying to get home, standing by the side of the road. They were all going to sleep at my house in the cenote. And Adam's a little bit like lost for what to do, and like everyone's a little bit lost. And I was just like, I got this. And so I like just like stood at the street. It's like 5 a.m. The sun is like slightly coming up, and I was like holding out my phone, like my phone light. And I was just like, I mean, there was no cars there, but then like a truck passes. I was like, okay, that truck isn't the best. Then I see a car driving in the opposite direction of us, like not even to Tulum, and I like flag it down, and I'm just like, hey, can you drive us to Tulum? Like we're kind of like stranded here. Like I'll give you 200 peso. And the guy's like, okay. And then we all get in and just like get this ride like back to my car. And Adam and Chelsea and Ali are just like, what the fuck? Like they just like couldn't believe it. And they were just like laughing so hard at like the hilarity that we're just like, hitchhiking with this random Mexican dude at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I feel like that kind of describes me very well. Like I'm just like a bit of a badass, and I love to dance and I love to sing and I'm very playful. I just like love to laugh.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for
See
listening.
that.
We have 2 more minutes. What about you? If I really knew you, what would I know about you?
Well, I would say dance is something that changed my life. Like I used to be really scared to dance in front of people. Like I wouldn't unless I had like a friend with me. And it was actually Felipa.
Wow.
And I was at Mind Valley University, and I was like in the process of like really opening up my feminine energy. I was like super in my masculine. I'd worked at IBM. I was a product manager in like cybersecurity, like totally different world. And I literally like, she takes my hands and she goes, and I'm like, what does it mean to you to be in your feminine energy? And she brings me into the middle of the dance floor and she grounds my feet and she goes, ground your feet and start breathing in through your root chakra. And there was this DJ playing, nobody was dancing, and I'm like, oh my God. And so I go out there and I just like she closes her eyes and she starts dancing. And before I knew it, like I was closing my eyes and I was just kind of like mirroring and like dancing in this like wild way. And when I opened my eyes, I saw that a lot of people had joined us onto the dance floor, like 20 people. And she was like, this is what it means to be in your feminine. It's not dancing for anybody else. It's not, it's just about being in your energy and being in the energy of play and having that magnetize and attract. And I was like, oh my God. And that's how she became my best friend. And like, it was amazing. Dance is now like a staple part of my life. It's like, how can I live every day like feeling that connected to myself? And like that's how I like release any judgment from myself, like any sort of like self-judgment. I'm like, I'm gonna go out somewhere and I'm gonna dance in front of everybody and embarrass myself until I'm not embarrassed anymore, and just like be myself fully, and like until I feel self-acceptance. And so that's like literally a practice that I did for like a year. Now I've shifted a lot since then, but I used to do that a lot.
Wow. Wow. Aho. Yay to
Oh,
dance. All the dancing. All the dancing.
yes.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for listening.
Mm.
I love it. We got Renee rejoined us. Hi, Renee. I love that you just jumped in here and you went right in. You were like, I'm up for the unknown.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so good. Oh, you're on
You're
mute.
on mute.
I just was saying thanks, darling, and thanks for being such a beautiful soul. The chrysalis is really sacred to me, and I felt the energy and saw it, and I was like, I'm in. Even if I can't be 100%, every single session, I'm in as much as I can. So thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you, Renee.
Aho. Amazing. I'd love to hear like a word or two, kind of popcorn style, what everyone was present to in that session.
My heart's broken open.
Aho, Michael, thank you. I feel truly seen, Chelsea said. It went deep, so good, said Azuro. Beautiful. Anyone else?
Unable to hide.
Release.
Thank you, Allison. Release, beautiful shimmer.
Unveiling.
Amazing, Gigi. Brenda, I feel so honored. Rainbow, grief, and also support, feeling seen. Thanks to Kristen. Oh, amazing. Yvette, very great conversation. Jay, feels good to be truly authentic. Kristen, raw emotion, true connection.
Good typewriters, good typewriters, good typewriters. Yay, typewriters. Oh, I bet they hear me.
Amazing, Stephanie. Renee says, witnessing so much courage and grace. So beautiful. I love you all so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. I have one more question for us, one more breakout session. And then we're going to come back in and we're going to end this and anchor in this vulnerability and this energy. And then bringing you guys on to your next part of this Magic Beautiful Emergence Festival. David, can you put everyone into breakout sessions again? We just had one new person join. Chelsea. Chelsea, do you want to join a breakout session? If you can hear me. Maybe unmute yourself, Chelsea Simpson.
Oh, hey, for some reason I got disconnected.
Oh, got it. But you're here and you want to join the next session, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfect. So I've given you the stars. And Gigi, you're joining as well, right? So I'm going to put stars in front of your name too. Okay, amazing. All right, guys. So the last question now for your last breakout session, your last partner that you're going to be put into is something I'm afraid for you to know about me is. And so something I'm afraid for you to know about me is, and I'd love to set context as well before we go into the session, is can we just raise our hands that this is a safe container and we're here to share in a space of non-judgment and love and hold space and be all of ourselves and be vulnerable and really share from our hearts. So look at all these people here being in agreement to safety and love and vulnerability and courage. So just giving that with you as well. So something I'm afraid for you to know about me is, and this person, this time, the person with the longer hair goes first. Okay, so let's put you guys into your breakout sessions and we'll give you the prompt as well. And all right, guys, excited to see you back.
Can you just repeat the prompt, please, Virginia?
Yeah, the prompt is something I'm afraid for you to know about me is. And Randall's still with here as well. Did Randall not get into a session, guys?
Randall's checking as well, so we're prepping for the next session.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Well done, Randall.
So something I'm afraid
for you to know about me is. And this is Josh Manfredi in here as well. Is he supposed to?
So Josh was in a. That's great. Okay.
So I'm just gonna pin us both here, Chelsea, so that for the recording we can see each other.
Amazing. Okay. Let me see if I can. Steve just stepped out, but I'll have him pin it as well so we can record. I think he's the one with the recording.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you want to pin the both of us, whoever's doing it, Steve or David.
Can you pin both of our screens? Pin our screens so that it
Just to
records.
say that won't be in the recording.
Because we do want this in the recording because we'll add this to the.
No, but I mean you won't both be pinned in it.
You can pin someone and then you go add pin and then two people are pinned. I just pinned. Yeah.
But not on. It won't be on the recording.
I just whoever's talking, is it?
It'll be speaker view. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's fine.
That's great.
So you can't do gallery view?
We have it pinned, so if it records that,
okay.
that'll be, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, who wants to go first? Something I don't want you to know about me is.
You're welcome to begin if you'd like.
Okay, I'll go first. Something I don't want you to know about me. Yeah, I guess the most vulnerable thing that I could share is I had a dear friend working for me, and I trust you. We were friends for 11 years, and when he came to the organization, like our kind of relationship and our agreements like weren't clear. And I really saw it as kind of like, oh, let's just try it out. Let's see how it goes and see how we work together. And then sort of like COVID hit and we were like in different places. And I kind of saw that the collaboration was at a pause because we weren't really working on I Trust You or like actively doing things. And in that sort of like year of like pause and doing different things, a lot of like miscommunication happened and a lot of things weren't expressed. And then finally when he expressed to me like already a year after like that he felt certain things and didn't feel like he was being heard or cherished or seen or appreciated. He totally freaked out at me and called me a fraud and called me all these different types of things, and it was really, really hurtful. And I think that's something that I'm kind of afraid of sometimes, is to be misunderstood in my intentions and in my care and in like, the way that I communicate, because I'm such a people pleaser that I always want everyone to be happy. And then sometimes I don't actually have the more serious conversations, or the more honest and transparent conversations of like what needs to be done or where we're at. So that has been like a huge like learning lesson for me, to just have clear communication with everyone. But yeah, it's like definitely like scary to think that people in my network might not respect me, appreciate me, not see me, or see me as someone else just because of a miscommunication with someone.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you. I see you in that for sure. I see how amazing of a communicator you are.
Thank you.
Hmm. Okay. Something that I fear saying out loud, or something that I'm nervous to share with you, is I recently took a trip to Guatemala, and it was really beautiful and really eye-opening because I'm really into building community. Like this is just like my thing in life. Like I think a lot of us, I know that you resonate with that, and community is just something that I really care about. I have like, I'm a Cancer rising, and like I'm a Gemini, so I have like all this like energy to connect. And with that, when I went to Guatemala, I felt this deep sense of connection in a way that I hadn't in Tulum. And I have like a really beautiful community in Tulum, and I think it's just so big that before it was like perfect. I'm like, oh my God, I love this place. It's amazing. But when I went to Guatemala, there was only like 200 to 300 people in the community. And so I felt this deeper sense of connection that I hadn't felt. And when I came back to Tulum, I felt like something was missing. And so now I'm in this place of wanting to make Tulum feel smaller and feeling how much I desire community. Like obviously online, this is so special. And then in person as well. And to feel that like depth that I did while I was there. And I feel that there's this gap now that I'm like kind of wanting to fill. And so I'm in this interesting space because I know how much I love Tulum, and I know how expansive and like larger than life I feel here. I'm like, wow, there's so much opportunity. There's people, there's the beach, the ocean, and then there's the sense of like it is very big. Even though it's not that big, it feels this bigness. But then like the depth, I'm like, like people are so transient, it's like you'll see somebody
Yeah.
once a week instead of like daily. So I guess I'm in that place right now. And that's something I even fear saying out loud because I have a fear of not being liked. And I really like being friends with people. And so it's like this deeper, this fear that I have.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I hear you. I feel you. And yeah, I really think you should come to one of our spaces, because I think that's what I'm trying to bring in here, is just like that actually sense of like depth and connection and like deeper tribe. Um, yeah, it's so important. It's so important that we experience that. I think everyone's coming back now. Um,
Amazing. Thank you for listening and hearing. I'm
yeah,
excited
thank you
to
for
join.
sharing.
Yeah, I think
Yay. Yeah, for
amazing.
sure. And seeing the space here as well out in the jungle, it's grounding. It's very busy, I feel like, in the city.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I hear you. I'm definitely in the process of moving too, so I'm looking for something that's a little bit more in the jungle after. Because I love it here, but I'm in the city.
Totally. A lot of people are actually moving into this area because it's like we're like building tribe here. It's pretty cool. Hello, welcome back, everyone.
Chelsea, for some reason it gets separated at in the half of our talk with another Chelsea Simpson. For some reason, I just like she left. She kind of like disappeared, and I was like on my own there, and she didn't have a chance to share with me. She just
Oh.
like
Yeah, for some reason it keeps kicking me out.
It might be an internet connection thing. Sometimes that's how we get connected, disconnected. But if you guys can exchange each other's Instagrams, maybe, and you can share, Chelsea, maybe over a voice message or a video, you can send it to Aria, and then that will create a little connection point between the both of you.
For sure. Sounds good.
Amazing. I'd love to hear some, yeah, just some words from the people that were just in the breakout sessions and like what you're present to in this moment. Just unmute yourself.
I was in the same with the same person like the time before, but we connected even a little bit more deeper, and we found out that the things I'm afraid of, the other person was afraid of too, or had kind of the same things, and I was like really feeling good. So like being heard, and like also like see that other people are afraid of sometimes the same things, and that's very good. I liked it very much. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Who's next?
I found this breakout session to be very moving. The courage in vulnerability was just very moving. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad we got to make good friends. It's nice to know the thing that makes they'd like to know more about, and the thing that they don't want nobody to know of the same person. That makes it really extra special for the one friendship to know those two important things. Thanks. You're pretty good at this.
Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate you.
I had an interpretation of this question is, what is it that I don't want someone to know about me? My interpretation was, what am I ashamed of? Because I wouldn't want something I'm ashamed of to be known by somebody I care about.
I love
and
that.
that was a very, very transformational segue for me to be completely authentic. And I props to my partner. Oh my God. This session is one of the most transformational. Thank you. I'm really, super cool.
Yay, you're amazing, Michael. So happy. Okay, one last comment before we're gonna go into the closing. Welcome, Genevieve. I love that painting behind you. It's gorgeous.
I found that there was still a place that I wasn't actually willing to go. Like I really tried, and I got really choked up. It was like, I'm actually not ready to go quite that deep yet. And my partner was really amazing, and sort of let me not have to go quite as deep as that. And it was a good lesson for me that it doesn't have to be like straight to the depths. It can be something else. Like you don't have to go all in and be in the soul. So yeah, that was interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. It gets to be, whatever you want it to be in that moment. And it doesn't need to, be the most vulnerable thing that you can think about. It's just whatever is in that moment. Narissa says that was really hard. Well, thank you for showing up. So yeah, before someone was asking about my video where I was in Times Square, where I was stripped down to my underwear, I can show you guys really quick, just like a little few seconds of it so you can see what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna go here on YouTube. I think you put in Jeannie Can Breathe. That's my YouTube account, and then it's standing for self-love. And there's two different ones. There's one where, I've done it a few times, but there's one where I'm just doing the experiment, and then there's another one where there's a second video because this boy kind of comes in and he protects me in a moment when someone's telling me to move, and it's like really vulnerable and I start crying. So there's two versions like of this video, but this is like the original one where I just blindfold myself.
I'm just, processing.
So just like loads of people started coming and started drawing on me. I can send this link. I don't know if you guys can hear the audio, but there's like a little description about it as well. So this is like one of the videos that kind of people know about. And then there's the boy in the red hat, which is this boy kind of like steps in and just like starts standing up for me, which was really sweet, and it just made me cry. So I will.
Didn't that video go viral? I feel like I've seen that video before.
Yeah, it has like 40 million views on
How many years old is it?
Instagram. It's probably like 3 years old, I think, at this point. Yeah. This is I don't know, can you guys hear the audio at all, or?
No.
Okay,
Virginia,
got
there's
it.
a drop down on the share menu at the top, and you can click
it.
share sound on that.
Okay, where does it share sound? Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Let's so I can okay, let me know if you can hear this.
This footage still makes me emotional.
Can you hear it?
What the boy in the red hat said wasn't very out of the ordinary. His words were simple. In order to properly explain to you how I felt and why I began to cry, you'd have to strip down to your underwear, holding a sign that confesses to complete strangers that for the most part of your life, you struggled with self-esteem issues.
Listen, excuse me, listen. There's a market going on here right now. Market.
Am I standing in the way?
Yes, you are.
Oh, I can't see anything.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you can take that off.
And then you walk in.
Can you leave her alone and let her be here?
This is a market we're running here, man.
Give her a break. She's doing something nice for people.
No, she can move back.
You can stay where she wants also.
I didn't cry because I was sad. I cried because I was so touched that in that moment, he represented all of us. He represented our collective consciousness, our social awareness. He was my protector.
I'll listen to him.
Please help me share this video. I want to find the boy in the red hat to say thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being exactly what I needed in that moment. Thank you for caring for me. I love you.
Aww. Did you find him?
I did. 3 years later. His name is Benjamin. And
What was
yeah,
that
he's
last
amazing.
thing he said to you?
What was the last thing he said? He said don't listen to him. Yeah, it was super sweet. So yeah, so that was one of my acts of vulnerability, so to say. And I really recommend, anyone to just do one of these things and share some love. There's a lot of different ways that we can do it. I did one as well during COVID. We had masks on and we shared eye contact with people. So we sat like the 6 feet apart and just like eye gaze with people. Amazing, Renee. Thank you. I'm really glad that I got to share that with you guys. That was my first time sharing that on a Zoom. So thank you for having a little live viewing with me of one of the things that I feel like has really been a massive teacher in my life on how to step more into my vulnerability and open my heart up to the world and kind of be all of myself. And I think that that is how we can deeply connect. And my community is called Humans I Trust. And the first organization that I started is called I Trust You. And so everything is about trust and deepening connection. And I believe that vulnerability is the key to trust. Because when you could be vulnerable with someone and you can actually share with them, this is who I am, this is what my heart wants to express, and this is all of myself, then that's where trust actually grows. So yeah, it's super exciting. Well, thank you, Brenda, for sharing all these links. So yeah, on my website, there's a little bit more information as well, and past things that I've done. And so it's been such a pleasure to connect with you guys. If you're ever in Tulum, let me know. We have events here as well and bring people together for music nights and masterminds and all these amazing things. So that will be happening here in Tulum, which Chelsea, hopefully we'll be seeing you and playing together. And yeah, just thank you all so much for having me and for this time and this space and this collective of this, you know, emergence of people that are here to stand more in their hearts and their creation and owning our own destiny and our own path and really knowing that we are the creators and we get to decide what we do with our time, and that there's obviously, as we see with all these amazing people here and all these beautiful faces, that there is support and there is co-creation. So I love you all. Thank you for having me. Feel free to connect on Instagram. I'm always on there and posting stories, and I would love to get a message from you guys. If you were on this, just send me a little message and say, hey, I was on the vulnerability you know, call, and yeah, I get all my messages, and I would love to say what's up and send you guys some love. So thank you, Chelsea, Jessica, David, the whole team, and Randall. Such an honor and such a pleasure and a blessing to be here with you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Can we all take ourselves off mute and rub our hands together, generating some energy and love, and just saying, also, hey, pouring all of our love to Thank you.
I
Thank
love you
you.
all receiving that. Have a wonderful day. Have so much fun.
Thank you. Oh, I'm waiting.
Amazing.